Thank you. Thanks. Welcome, everybody. And we've already been, we've opened up and then we just a closed session a few minutes ago. So our first thing on the agenda is moved by Councillor Gunson, second by Councillor McKenzie, that the minutes of the Town of Minto, December 7th, 2021 closed session meeting and January 11th, 2022 regular council meeting be approved. Anybody opposed? That's carried. Okay, additional items. Anybody got additional items? Okay, I'll wait till later. We'll get back to that. Moved by Councillor Anderson, second by Deputy Mayor Turton, the Town of Minto Council convenes in the committee of the whole. Okay, anybody opposed? Nope. Okay. So the first thing on the agenda tonight is a public meeting, and it's for ZBA 2021-11 Weidman, 5927 14th line, Clifford. I'll act as the chair of the public meeting. I'll call the meeting to order and ask Clerk McRobb to ensure that any member of the public present is recorded on the attendance record. I'll state the following. If a person or public body does not make oral submissions at a public meeting or make written submissions to the Town of Minto before the bylaws passed, the person or a public body is not entitled to appeal the decision of the Town of Minto to the Ontario Land Tribunal, and the person or public body may not be added as a party to the hearing of the appeal before the tribunal unless, in the opinion of the board, there are reasonable grounds to do so. I will ask Clerk McRobb to state the municipal address, legal descriptions of the property, and the purpose and effect of the application and date notices were set. Go ahead, Annalene.
Thank you very much, Chair Bridge. I wanted to state that the property subject to the proposed amendment is located on Lot 24, Concession 14 with municipal address of 5927 14th line. The subject property is approximately 40 hectare or 98.84 acres in size. The purpose and effect of the proposed amendment is to rezone a portion of subject lands to permit a parochial school and address minimum distance separation, MDS1 setbacks from neighboring livestock operations. The property is currently zoned agriculture and natural environment. Additional relief may be considered at this meeting. The notices were mailed to the property owners within 400 feet or 120 meters of the subject property, as well as the applicable agencies on December 22nd, 2021, and posted on the subject property. Comments that were received from the Town of Minto staff, from our planners at Wellington County, as well as the environmental planning technician at Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority. And back to you, Mayor Bridge.
Thank you, Annalene. And I'll call on the county planner. I see Jessica's there today. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, how are you?
I'll have you do the comments on the county planning area.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Bridge. So good evening, Mayor, members of council, staff, and members of the public. So this application before us today, ZBA 2021-11, is to rezone a portion of the subject lands to permit a parochial school on the subject property with a reduced MDS1 setback. The subject property is approximately 40 hectares in size, so that's just under 100 acres. And the applicants are proposing to rezone approximately 1.6 acres of the land to construct the new school. The county official plan allows for prime agricultural lands to be rezoned in order to permit a school for local communities that rely extensively on horse-drawn vehicles as their sole means of transportation. So staff have recommended a site-specific agricultural zone as opposed to an industrial zone for the new school to ensure it will not further affect the MDS requirements, as it will still be considered an agricultural use in the rural area. Staff have also recommended in the draft bylaw attached to the report that a new building be located in the site-specific agricultural zone on the subject lands, while the NE zone remains only for accessory uses to the school. This is just to ensure that the new school will be located within the green land features there on the property. Saugeen Valley Conservation Authorities have also been out to the property and have no concerns with the proposed location. However, any additional uses in the future would be required to get approval from the Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority. So this application is also to permit a reduced MDS1 setback to the barns in the area. The MDS guidelines are separated into two categories. There's MDS1 and MDS2. So MDS1, which we're asking for relief for tonight, is for the new school to be introduced to the rural residential area. This is similar to a consent application where MDS2 is used when there's a new barn addition or expansion to an existing barn in the area. Where the MDS1 distance is usually a larger distance, and in this is to ensure that the rural area remains as an agricultural first area. So therefore, we are in support of the application as it meets the intent of the PPS and the county official plan, and we would recommend council to approve the attached bylaw in today's council.
Great, thanks, Jessica. And then I'm going to do the town report, and then we'll go to a couple other people that want to speak on this, and then we'll open up to questions. Go ahead, Ashley.
So I just want to say, I think Jessica's covered pretty much everything that we would touch on. Town staff are supportive as well as Saugeen Valley. And as mentioned, they've already obtained a permit. So I did want to just say that the landowner is here should you have any questions. And also, I believe we do have one neighboring landowner present as well.
Right, thank you. And I'll ask Kevin. I see Kevin, you're here, and you would like to speak to this. Kevin, can we get Kevin up, Emmeline, or?
Yeah, it's just going to take a moment, just 1 second.
Yes, to come in. There he is.
Hello.
I can hear you, Kevin. There you are.
Okay, that's good. No, I have no objections to the proposed school. Annalene and Ashley have answered any questions I had regarding my farm and buildings here. So no, I don't have a problem with it at all.
Okay, thanks, Kevin. Thanks for coming tonight, though, because I know you were in that one of those zones. So, okay, I'm glad you were able to get that communication with our staff. And did Mr. Weidman want to speak at all to this?
So we will just promote him if you just give us a moment.
Amos, there you are.
I'm here, am I?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I have, thanks, Kevin. I have no further comments, I don't think. I think it was pretty much all covered.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, and now just both of you can be around just in case there's questions from the council. So I'll turn it over to the council for any questions now. I'm not seeing any. I think this is great, and that you're able to do this, Amos, and put a school there. I know it's tough. I see the young ones walking a fair distance to a couple schools that I know of, and especially in the wintertime and along some pretty scary roads. So it's nice that you'll be able to get something that a little closer. So hope everything goes well for you. Okay, there's no further questions. I will state the following. If you wish to be notified of the decision of the Council of Town of Minto in respect to the proposed zoning bylaw amendment application, you must make a written request to the clerk of the Town of Minto at 5941 Highway 89 Harrison, NOG 10, or email at annalene.town.minto.on.ca. No further questions. I'll adjourn the public meeting. Thanks everybody for that. And then we have a delegation tonight. And I think I see both Al and Mike on. So
So 3, Mayor Bridget, was Mike Dobson, who is our delegation. Yep.
Okay, so Mike, are you there yet? There you are.
We'll give him a moment to unmute.
Yeah, there, I think he's just coming on now.
Hello.
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Good. You have 10 minutes, Mike, to you have, and I don't know if you have anything to show us or anything, or are you just going to speak?
Oh, I was wondering why the site plan approval that I had, why it got that designation of unable to stack any items.
So I saw that. That's what you wanted to delegate on. Did you want to elaborate on that, or is that all you just because so basically that was done under the site plan agreement. So I'd have to maybe turn to Derek on that. Derek, it is, unless you have something you want to bring, and we're not actually going to have a discussion on it. If you've got other concerns, you'd have to come back to I believe staff if you have any other additions or you want to change how you want to approach it or whatever, because that was passed in a site plan agreement. Am I right on that, Derek?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, the site plan was done through the site plan agreement through your planning meeting.
So did you want to bring anything new to it, Mike, or just like, we're not going to get into discussion? We had that discussion at the planning meeting.
Yeah, the planning meeting, I was informed that I probably was just gonna be a rubber stamp and I didn't need to attend, so I didn't attend it. So that was kind of something I didn't, I found out after that I should have been there. I don't understand why there's a height or a stacking provision added to this site. The site is beside it is commercial property. I could put a building on it that's 41 feet high. I never stack containers or anything more than 20 feet high. If I can't stack anything, I require more land. And everything that the province is doing is trying to condense properties, not expand them. I don't know.
So I think I go back to what I just said before. I think if there's another, you can work with our staff on the site plan again, if you want to submit a different site plan agreement. But at this point in time, a delegation is just like, if you had something you could show us that you want to change what you want to do, but if not, then basically it has to go back. I don't believe we're not having a debate on it today, because that's not what it's about. It was done through the planning rules, so, and that was approved.
I followed all the planning rules, and then council put something on it. Like
Well,
that I can't continue on. I followed all the county's planning rules. I followed all the town planning rules. They agreed to it. And then council added a stipulation. So
Well, which is the prerogative of the council to do. So I guess you're not happy with it, but I mean, I don't know what I can do at this. For a delegation, you have to give me something like.
Well, I asked what I needed to do for this delegation, and I submit what I wanted to discuss, and that's what I did, and there was no discussion. So I don't know what I was supposed to do. I asked, and I guess I didn't get the clarification good enough to what I needed to do tonight.
Well, we could certainly, it can go back to staff to have some discussions with you. Is that fair?
I guess so. Yeah, we need to have a discussion about it to figure out what this problem is.
Does that work, Derek, as far as that goes?
Yeah, absolutely, Mayor Bridge. We have had conversations with Mr. Dobson about this particular issue, and we're happy to continue to have a conversation with him. And I think you're correct. If Mr. Dobson wants to make a recommendation to adjust the site plan, then that's something that council could debate. But you're absolutely correct. You wouldn't debate it as a delegated motion before you tonight.
Okay, Mike, I'll get you to hook up with staff on that and then look for next steps.
If there's a recommendation, I'd recommend taking the stacking peel off, because it doesn't make sense to my property, to what I want to do. Okay,
well, again, if you want to talk to staff on that and bring it back into a planning issue, then that's what we have to look at. But it's not, you can't do that in a delegation.
I don't know. Okay.
But at least you got your point across in the delegation, Mike. I mean, that's what you wanted to bring up, and that's what your concerns are. So that's the council knows that now. So it goes back to staff and you to work out some next steps.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. All right. Moved by Councillor Dirksen, second by, reports of committees. We had no correspondence because we did it, we were only a week away. If we didn't get any more correspondence in a week, I guess people are writing letters. Okay, so now we're into economic development, and I'll get Belinda to speak on economic development. Quite a bit of stuff on economic development today.
Good evening, Mayor Bridge and members of council. Yeah, we had a great meeting last Thursday. I'm not going to touch on too much. You can read the minutes, but I do want to highlight a campaign that we just launched at the beginning of the week, and it is called Minto Spreads Kindness. The goal with this campaign is to encourage shop local and getting money into these businesses who have been really impacted by the latest lockdown, including gyms, the restaurants, the escape room, places like that. Try and raise spirits in the community. It's been at the beginning of the pandemic, everyone was banging pots and doing drive-bys and stronger together, and that seems to have really died off lately. So we want to bring that spirit back. So what we're doing is the chamber have put some money in, and Summer and I have purchased gift cards to some of those impacted businesses. And we're going out in the community to spread joy and give a little note that they should pass it along and do other random acts of kindness for people. At the chamber meeting, our chamber board was really keen on some of the businesses having done well during the pandemic and may want to give back. So we did add that to the Think Minto First site. And at our ECDev committee meeting, this same sentiment was had, and residents might want to donate. So I think we're up to $6,000 in donations from people. So we've had a lot of generosity so far, and we're looking forward to just getting out there and spending some money at these businesses and hoping to raise the spirits in the community. So that was a lot of what we talked about throughout the meeting, besides the other issues of housing and workforce and all the important things that we're talking about right now. So I'll leave it at that if there's any questions.
Thank you, Linda. Any questions, comments? I just want to say, every time I give our chamber and our businesses a lot of credit for, some of them have had some pretty bad times, but the other ones that haven't done so badly, stepping up and saying, what can we do? What can we do to help? And there's some great ideas there. And I hope we get some contributions. Obviously 6,000, I think when we had the meeting, Belinda, was around 3,000. So
yes,
that's done really well. And just, in less than a week. So go on that website, and you can go right on the website and put your money in. And I think it will go to a good cause. Just on that a little bit, Belinda, our economic development from the county was today for the county meeting, and there was a lot of concern again voiced about our restaurants and some of our activities, some of our spots where they really, some of them aren't as easy to do just take out either and whatever. So there's lots of concerns there. And as you maybe know, that the county did but move our payments on our loans that people had taken out from the county for 2 or 3 months to allow them get through this, hopefully, and where they can get some cash flow going back. So we're trying to do as best we can. The county's out there. They'll be coming back out to you, Belinda, to see if there's any more money that we can do for some of these projects. I talked about some of the things we're doing in Minto, and other local communities are doing other things as well, some of our local tiers. So hopefully we can, the county will throw some more money our way and make this thing happen. So I think I made Belinda actually say we're going to do all the activities in the summer this time, because I didn't want to have the one that blew it. Like last year, I said we'd be doing everything in June, and it didn't happen. So Belinda's actually gone out on a limb this time. So hopefully you don't get your limb sawed off, Belinda, but I'm really hopeful that we can get through this last wave and get back to semi-normal, because I just can't believe just how well that our local community has picked up, and I know they're frustrated as heck, but at the end of the day, they still seem to push together to try to make sure that people don't make it through this anyways. So really appreciate that, and some of the conversation we had at the meeting, it was really good. Anyways, did I already say a mover and a second for that? No, moved by Councillor Dirksen, second by Councillor Gunson. County receives the Economic Development Planning Committee minutes of January 13th, 2022, and approves any recommendations contained therein. Anybody opposed? Okay, carried. Staff reports. And Belinda, I'll just keep you going here.
sure. Thanks again, Mayor Bridge. And I will acknowledge that Norm is on the line here, who is with Multi-Shelter Solutions, and that's another exciting industrial land sale here. If you recall, we purchased this property back from Black Rose Reserve after they couldn't meet their development covenants, and we did put it out in the fall there. We had 7 people who had expressed interest, and in the end 4 submitted offers, and Multi-Shelter Solutions, as you are aware, was the selected purchaser to move forward. So that's what we have for you tonight, is the signing of the agreement of purchase and sale. And Mayor Bridge, I know we typically don't have people speak at the staff reports, but I know Annalene said that if you wish to go off course in doing that, you could. And I know Norm did want to make some comments if that was at all possible.
I think that would be very appropriate. Thanks, Belinda, and thanks for Norm to come. And because it's great to see, Norm, people that want to invest in our community. And I know you have it in the past, and we're able to close this deal hopefully for you. So go ahead, Norm.
I just wanted to take a moment to just express some gratefulness for the council members having seen the vision that I have for this property and how to develop it and to expand the business and the presence of Multi-Shelter Solutions in Palmerston. And so I'm grateful for that opportunity. And one other thing that I was just going to mention, this was something that I saw the email that came through from Belinda regarding this other program, and it was just, there was too many things that were on the docket, and I had to shuffle that email to the side. But I'm going to make a commitment here of adding $500 to that kitty that you get to work with. So again, thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, Norm. Thanks for your commitment to the town.
Yes,
And
thanks, Norm. That's very nice of you, very generous. And we're looking forward to watching your business expand and continue to grow in Palmerston.
I'm looking forward to the opportunity. Thank you.
I guess I'll do the formal part now, and moved by Councillor Anderson, second by Councillor Dirksen. The Council of Town of Minto receives report EC Development 2022-01 regarding the Palmerston Industrial sale to 425 Minto Road in the Palmerston Industrial Park. And further, the council considers a bylaw in open session authorizing the mayor and clerk to sign the agreement of purchase of sale. Anybody opposed? That is carried. Thank you. Up again. Go ahead, Belinda. Oh, this is Ashley. Sorry, Ashley.
Hi, so sorry.
Of course, Belinda, to do yours.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if she wanted to.
I know, but she got off really quickly. I don't know, Ashley. She's really quick at getting off.
So this one is about the Mex subdivision in Harrison. So it's starting to come down home stretch. They did receive their draft plan of subdivision approval on December 3rd, and it was finalized December 24th with no appeals. So part of that draft plan of subdivision approval is condition number 6 that requires the rezoning. So we did hold a public meeting for this in September 15th, 2020, and no opposition was received. So tonight is really just passing the zoning bylaw as outlined in the report. So it'll primarily be rezoned to residential R2 and 3. So this will be for the 57 single detached, 15 semi-detached lots, which will be 30 units, and 39 street townhouse units. A portion will also be going to future development, and open space will be where you're finding walkways, parkettes, and potentially a park as well. So the owner's engineer is currently in the process of finalizing this detailed design, and they're starting to work on clearing these draft plan conditions to get their subdivision agreement going. They're aiming to get infrastructure in the ground starting the week of January 24th, and they are aiming for a spring build. So we are recommending passing the bylaw in open session for this rezoning. And I'm here if you have any questions.
Questions? I'll read the recommendation. Moved by Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor Anderson. The Council of Town of Minto receives report number 2022-06 regarding CBA 2021-10 Town of Minto regarding.
Through you, Mayor Bridge. Sorry, through you, Mayor Bridge. It's the previous one.
Oh, sorry, I got one. I jumped it. Sorry, thank you. I'll start over. It was the Councillor McKenzie, seconded by Deputy Mayor Turton. The Council of Town of Minto receives the report PLN 2022-05 regarding a zoning bylaw ZBA 2020-03 Mex Development Inc. from the lands more fully described by bylaw number 2022-09 for information and consider passing the bylaw in open session. Oh, there you go. I got that through. Anyways, a great development. It's going to be a real boom to Hairston. So anybody opposed? Carried. Okay. Go ahead, Ashley. You got the next one. I've already sort of jumped the gun on that.
So this is my last one. So this one is for the urban boundary expansion rezoning. So you may recall this was before you on December 7th for the public meeting. And then this is the bylaw passing tonight. This is just a little bit later than we were anticipating due to the mapping, and we wanted to make sure that everything was mapped correctly before it comes into play. So once passed, a notice of passing will be sent out to the impacted landowners, and it'll be circulated in the Wellington Advertiser. 20-day appeal period will start, and pending no appeals, the declaration will finalize the bylaw passing. So town and county staff are both recommending the approval, and we've been working closely with OPA 117, as I'm sure you're aware. We believe this is in conformity with the county official plan and provincial policy, so we are recommending the amendment to go through.
Okay, thanks, Ashley. And I have a recommendation moved by Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor Anderson. Council of the Town of Minto receives the report 2022-06 regarding the ZBA 2021-10 Town of Minto regarding a rezoning properties impacted by the official plan amendment 117 for the urban boundary adjustment for information and considers passing a bylaw in open session. Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay, and I'll turn it over to Councillor Dirksen to assume the chair on a drain.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And we have two items on the agenda tonight, and they're both related to drainage. And I'll call on Mike McIsaac, our Roads and Drainage Manager, to bring us the first report.
Thank you, Councillor Dirksen and Council. So the first report in front of you is for a petition as well as an upgrade to a current system. The reason for the petition is the current drain system doesn't extend all the way to the property requesting outlet, which they can't systematically tile or do any upgrades to their own property without that legal outlet. So that's the reason for the petition. And then the improvement aspect, there could be upgrades required to further the outlet downstream as well. Is there any questions with that one? This one's just east of the Minto-Howick boundary, just off of 87 there. Just for familiarity there.
Okay, are there any questions? Okay, I will read the recommendation moved by Deputy Mayor Turton and seconded by Councillor McKenzie that Council of the Town of Minto receives report PW 2022-001 regarding municipal drain 102 petition and improvement request and appoints RJ Burnside and Associates Limited to represent the town's interests in this regard. Last chance for questions. Okay, is there anyone opposed? Okay, and that carries. And our second report.
Okay, the second report is just simply an upgrade to a current system. Going back to the flood of 2017, this is when the current system really came to light. It wasn't able to handle the capacities, obviously, of that storm, but then even storms after that, you get an inch or a couple inches of rain, just the topography of the area. It does create severe washouts on this property in question. And it could entail an upgrade or oversizing of the current system or berming or just ways to slow the water flows down in this area, which will be investigated by through the engineer's report. Is there any questions with this one?
Okay, seeing none, I will read the recommendation moved by Councillor Gunston and seconded by Councillor Elliott that Council of the Town of Minto receives report PW 2022-002 regarding municipal drain 95 improvement request and appoints RJ Burnside and Associates Limited to represent the town's interest in this regard. Is there anyone opposed? Okay, seeing none, I will declare that carried. And thank you, Mike. And
thank you.
Pass the chair back to Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Judy. And I will, the next motion is moved by Councillor Dirksen, second by Councillor Anderson. The Committee of the Whole convenes the regular council. Anybody opposed? No, and I didn't go to other businesses close because I didn't have any, and nobody wrote anything down. So I know we just had a council meeting last week. So if there's no there, we'll move forward. Any notice of motion? None. Moved by Deputy Mayor Turton, second by Council Elliott. The Council of Town of Minto ratifies the motions made in the Committee of the Whole. Anybody opposed? No, that is carried. Go to bylaws. Resolution moved by Councillor Gunson, second by Councillor Dirksen, the bylaw number 2022-08 to authorize the sale of industrial lands on Minto Road, Palmerston Industrial Park to 1649618 Ontario Inc. O/A Multi-Shelter Solutions be read in first, second, and third time and passed open to council and seal the corporation. Anybody opposed? Nope, carried. Moved by Councillor Anderson, second by Councillor McKenzie, the bylaw number 2022-09 being a bylaw to amend the zoning bylaw number 0186 for the town of Minto will be read first, second, and third time and passed open council seal the corporation. Anybody opposed? That's carried. Moved by Deputy Mayor Turton, second by Councillor Dirksen, the bylaw number 2022-10 being a bylaw to amend the zoning bylaw number, I already did that one, sorry. Been a hard night for me, I don't. Next one up is moved by Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor McKenzie, that the bylaw number 2022-11 to establish remuneration of members of council be read first, second, and third time and passed on to council seal the corporation. Anybody opposed? Councillor McKenzie.
Record the vote, please.
Sure. Do you want to do that, Annalee?
Yes, through you, Mayor Bridge. Calling the vote. I'll start with you, Mayor Bridge.
I'm for it.
Councillor Dirksen.
Yes.
Councillor McKenzie.
Nay.
Deputy Mayor Turton.
Yes.
Councillor Anderson.
Yes.
Councillor Gunston.
Yes.
Councillor Elliott. I'm going to ask that you unmute, please, Councillor Elliott.
Councillor Elliott, you're muted.
I tried to yell over it. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, that's passed. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor Dirksen, the bylaw number 2022-13 to confirm the actions of the council of the corporation of the town of Minto respecting a meeting held January 18th, 2022 be read first, second, and third time and passed open council and seal the corporation. Anybody opposed? That's carried. Adjournment. Moved by Councillor Anderson, second by Councillor McKenzie. The Council of Town of Minto adjourns to meet again at the call of the mayor. Sorry. What do you got? Hands up for that?
No, Mayor, did we not miss E, Annalee?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we missed E. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know how I missed that. Okay. Yeah. It's been a long day for meetings, Deputy Mayor Turton. I started at like 9 o'clock this morning.
You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Yeah. Moved by Councillor Gunson, second by Councillor Anderson, the bylaw number 2022-12 being a bylaw to amend the zoning bylaw number 0186 for the town of Minto to be read first, second, and third time and passed on to council and seal the corporation. I thought I'd read that one, but I guess I had. Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay, now I just did the adjournment one. Anybody opposed to adjourning? Sounds good. Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Stay safe,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.